Raise
Uh,
a cat?
what's that?
You raise a cat?
I have a cat farm. I have 4 cats. That's a herd. I'm
Uh-huh.
involved a lot with cat rescues and
Oh, well, that's
helping out
cool.
the
What do you
kitties,
rescue?
and that's my way of giving back, with the,
Yeah. So which rescues do you work with? Or you just work with any of them that's open to it?
any that's open. We have a few locals and, one's M. Soroka's Angel Cat Rescue, one's Cat Rangers Rescue Group.
Hmm. I used to
Few
work,
people do it privately.
yeah. I used to, and actually had a couple members of for Pulse Forever out of Columbus. We had a
Hmm.
lovely palindactyl calico forever. She was my first cat, and now I've moved on to dogs, and both my dogs are rescues. One was a private rescue, and the other was a regular rescue. Hi, Jessica, honey, how are you? So, Tracy, you read tarot, and you used to do in person, and you kind of done the switch like I did. Like, we'll just rotate this a little bit. How was that change for you?
I'm still working with that change.
Uh huh. It's
It's
different when you don't have to clean the house because you got an appointment at 3 o'clock and your children decided to make a mess on the wall.
it's a pain. Well, because I work a day job,
Mm-hmm.
so it's nice getting into the phone readings though, because coming home from work, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
running around, cleaning the house, cleaning up the cat hair, feeding cats. Then
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, let's sit down and, channel people's dead loved ones. I'm
Mm-hmm.
exhausted.
Uh huh.
It's really hard to, you gotta
Oh, I
you
know.
gotta be
But
rested.
our listeners don't. It's interesting. It is interesting, looking at this business over the past 20, for me, 20 years, for you, 10 years, how it has drastically changed. I mean, when I entered the business, I, of course, always done personal, private, Hey, can you come do my cards, y'all? You come into me, I'll do cards. Oh, I need a reading. I'd already always done that. But when I signed, hurt my back and came out of nursing, um, and applied, and it used to be I got connected to my client with this is operator, this is my extension. Okay, we'll put you in line. Now connecting you to client. Click, do the client read. Then click, and you go back to the worst freaking hold music ever. I think they piped it in from the elevators. To now when it's like ring, ring, ring. We have a customer. Claris one. I mean, there's no human interaction with that. But how did COVID really rotate your business?
Because I had to figure out how to do
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
and I'm not good at it, you
You
know.
are good at it. You're innovative at it. Uh,
I'm I'm not tech savvy at all, and I've been told, and it is true, my abilities kind of make fit equipment malfunction a lot.
mhm.
So I have a lot working against me, and
Yeah.
I I get through it, and I just, it's time to just get with the times, I guess.
Well, it's time to modernize, and that happens a lot, and that's happening all around. I mean, we're seeing now reports, of course, from the Great Resignation, and it's still going on. You know, professions and people are going, no, I'm not going back to 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, in your concrete bunker for stuff I can do sitting at home in my dining room and actually know my child's name and what their face looks like. So, what's your thoughts on that?
There's nothing wrong with that. It's a mixed, I got mixed thoughts on it.
Okay.
I mean, working at home works for most professions,
Mm-hmm.
ours for sure.
Yeah.
Some kind of office work, but then there is at the same time, like kids and school and stuff like that, you do need some human interaction.
You
You
do.
need to get out. It's healthy
Right.
to get out. Like,
Right.
I would still like to I'd like to, change my business over more to just phone readings, like how
Yep.
you do, but, like, I would still be open to do events and things like that
Yeah.
because I do enjoy that. I don't want to completely
I
get
enjoy
away from it.
events. I enjoy going and doing one event. Go out Friday night or go out on a Saturday, do the event, and come home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go out on Thursday, do an event, it's a 3 day event, so I'm there to Saturday, get in a car, drive to another city, do another event, get in a car, drive to another city, and do an event Sunday morning, and then head home like Tuesday afternoon to do it again.
No, not all that.
No, I'm not going back on the circuit because that's insane. Oh,
No,
Beth just prefers to do energetic work at a distance. Not having them physically there takes a whole element out of it, and she gets to focus on her energy. What's your thoughts on that?
well, I learned the hard, like I said, I had to learn with COVID from doing in person to over the phone.
Right.
And my very first phone reading, I didn't know how it was going to go.
Uh huh.
I'm like, let's just see what happens.
Right.
Maybe this is going to suck. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
It didn't.
no, the energy, the messages, everything flowed and resonated just the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, but convincing some people is hard. I
It hard.
still have a few clients that insist on being in person.
Yeah. And I have a few that
Insist.
insist on it. I have a few that comes in from out of state. They're like, "Oh, you're not traveling anymore?" No. Okay. I'll be coming through there, such and such. Can you make yourself available? Yeah. Sure. You're gonna pay double the price. Okay, not a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what do you do?
and they do. I mean, because they enjoy the in person. When we'll call it the Planey hit. When Planey hit, um, I started doing video readings, a lot more video readings, and a lot of my in-personers love the video readings because it's the same interaction. They can see my face, they can see my expressions. Um, I don't look at their faces most times. Of course, I didn't look at their faces when they were standing right in front of me. It's like, okay, let's see what the cards say. And, because a lot of times, and my grandmother did this, like she done readings, she was paid. And I love hearing people fuss about how much they're paid to do readings. She was paid 3 cents a word, and the word had to be at least 4 letters. So the and a didn't count. She raised
Wow.
she raised her whole family on that.
And
Page after page, or just typing out the readings, typing out the readings.
she typed them.
Yeah, they're
Oh, cool.
the old. I can literally still hear in my head. You know, the song when working 9 to 5 comes on, you hear that nail click going
Mm-hmm.
on, and it sounds like a typewriter. It does sound like those old typewriters, especially when because she had long nails like I. Her nails were probably a good bit more than me. Um, but you could hear it at the late night click, 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 and it flying. She'd do probably 50 readings that way a week.
Wow. First I ever heard of a typewriter reading.
Mm-hmm. There used to be an ad in the back of the Enquirer, and it was to get mail your question in, and the psychics would answer it. This is back, probably in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and it went all the way up until the late 80s before the phones became a big thing. Because you got to remember, up until probably what the 70s, phones were not a big thing.
No,
Businesses had them. Some homes might, some homes wouldn't. But
that
no,
is really
so
cool.
yeah. So when a company is giving me a price, or looking at how much they want to pay me to work for them, or a client looks at the price, I'm looking at it going, okay, 1970 grandmother was making 3 cents for every 5 letter word. That's a fair price for a minute of my time. That's not a fair price for a minute of my time. I don't care what you're charging the client.
Typing, typing's a lot too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's time consuming.
Yeah, especially when you don't have correction tape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, Jessica asked us a question. What do you feel or see about the matriarchy system and where things are going? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't really get into politics.
Okay.
I really don't. It is what it is,
Yeah.
you
Um,
know.
I know. For me, it's kind of really questioning where I think that's going to change. I think our money is going to change too. Oh, money system, financials. Oh, I think we're going to more cards. I think we're going to probably go digital.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I could
Sorry,
speak
honey.
on that.
I don't have Joe here to read me stuff. Um, I think we're going plastic. I also think we're going universal.
Yeah, I think the cash coins, I think that's gonna
Go
be
with horse
another
and
technical issue I'm gonna have to deal with.
yeah. Well, won't it be nice not having to keep $100 change in your house?
Yeah, I really I'm not now my husband, he's the one that's gonna have the problem with this.
Mm-hmm.
He's a cash and carry kinda guy. He's
Mm-hmm.
more old school than me. I'm fine, like, he won't even carry a debit card.
What if
Yeah,
you have an emergency?
he calls me.
Oh goodness.
Like, I'm fine with, like, the credit cards, debit cards, things like that. I think I could handle that. I do, like, for clients, I do PayPal, Venmo. I think
Right.
I can handle it. I think I can
PayPal,
handle.
Venmo, I'm comfortable with. Cash App, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't have Cash App.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter told me not to get that. I forget why. Some time ago, she said, "Ma, don't do Cash App."
Right. You
Said
don't
it.
do Cash App. Not for psychic readings because they're owned by Stripe. Not Stripe, they're owned by Square, and Square has a very bigotry policy against psychics.
Mm,
Yeah. Like, yeah, they'll let you set the account up and run it, and then it'll just take and claw back every dime you ever put into that account and keep it. She says, no, I don't like the idea of taking cash away. I think it'll be great because then you can't lose that $5, that 25 cents in the couch cushions. I actually think, however, we are moving to a more mobile based one.
here's the downer with no more cash, though. And this might be where what
Mhm.
she's thinking. You got to claim. I'm saying this, but you got to claim everything.
Well, you got to claim everything in this business too, honey. Believe me, the psychics have been paying it for a while. Stripe does not. Stripe has opened up and now permits psychic readings. They changed their policy.
And that's stripes like with credit card, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're using any psychic site, you're paying through Stripe now because they
Mm,
dropped their rate and they went after that $9.2 billion industry and said, "Ooh, give me some of that 2.6% of that one."
yeah, like why be like you said, why be bigoted about it? Like
Mm-hmm.
there is money to be made here. We're the real
There is.
deal. Let
All right.
us let us do our thing.
Well, not only that, but do your thing. I employ the banks. The bank. The banks hold my money. I see them like piggy banks that I have to pay a percentage to. They can hold my money. They can transfer my money into 40 different funds if they want to. I'm happy to accept the EU. I'm accept, whatever the payment flow is, because I have clients all around the world. The only problem I have is with the Indian money. You got to watch because it'll go up and down really a lot.
Hmm. I did just back on. I was just thinking I did I started messing around with Zoom for readings too.
Mm-hmm.
And
Love my Zoom callers.
I had a reading yesterday. She was from South Africa,
Uh huh.
and that we did PayPal, and that it
Uh-huh.
transferred over. The
Right.
money. It worked out well. I was curious
Yeah.
because I never that was my first international.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, and they'll come along and they'll build up. And we were, one day I was looking at it, and a client asked me, "How many clients do you have? How many continents do you have?" And I'm like, 7. There's 7 continents, and I've got one on every one of them because I had a scientist that was going on the retreat, and I'm like, "Yep, I have clients on 7 continents." So you'll get there. It's all about growing and learning, and figuring out just what works for your energy, what works for your energy flow. What's been your hardest reading so far?
Oh, I don't want to say telling people bad news. I mean, that doesn't bother me. I don't know. The Jerry Springer clients, as you would call them, they're fun.
Yeah, they're
They can
fun.
be draining, but they're fun. Like
They're fun. Yeah, they're fun.
they're fun. Eh, hardest reading, I don't know. I'd say probably the hardest, and it honestly, it doesn't happen that often. But if someone wants to, with mediumship, if someone wants to connect, like they want to connect with mom,
Mm-hmm.
and mom just doesn't come through.
Right.
Aunt Ann does, but mom doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
It,
Yeah,
it's just one of those things. I mean, I can't.
you can't make it happen.
Right.
Yeah,
If they're
and
gonna come through, they're gonna come through.
right.
It's a crapshoot. Someone always does, but I can't guarantee you it's gonna be who you want it to be.
Uh,
That's the hardest.
see, that's my weakest area is getting people to show up for their readings on from the other side. Like I've literally sat down, pure no tools, do a mediumship reading, and the person looks at me and goes, "You talked great about my grandfather, but I was hoping to hear from my mom." And I'm like, "She ain't answering the phone."
Exactly. What do you do?
Right. You go give them what information you can get, but and I always explain to them, for me, mediumship is always a three-way conversation. It's me, my God, and whoever I'm talking to. So it's like playing phone tag on figuring out what's going on. What about you? Are you a channel medium or are you an abstract medium like I am?
I see things. I don't know the proper terminology. I see it like if I'm sitting here and someone comes through, I see them like as if I'm being shown pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I could describe to you, what they look
Right.
like, and it'll be okay. That's my dad, that's my mom, that's my grandma. And then
Mm-hmm.
I just sit and then they'll just start showing me things. They might show me, the other day I was seeing rose bushes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those were mom's rose bushes in front of her house. So we
Mm-hmm.
just kind of, it's like a
Right.
slideshow and
Mm-hmm.
a game of charades.
Kind of like talking with horses. They love playing charades with you in pictures. Well, for me,
Mhm.
they do. Every time I talk to a horse, I swear it's like watching with their photo album. Like I don't get their way of communication. It doesn't like talking to a dog. Dogs are normally like, feed me, turn on the TV, and leave me alone.
But that is what I get all the time. It's charades and pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I've always gotten, so I'm
Yeah.
fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they do, so
That's what works for you. What's your
mhm.
favorite tarot deck?
Rider-Waite-Smith.
Rider Waite Smith. Which one? Because they've got like 60 of them out. What's your artist? What artist are you rocking now?
You should remember this.
No, honey, my audience wasn't in class with us.
This is my I have a couple other decks,
Uh
but it's
huh.
the only deck I'm gonna show the back because Aeson knows the back.
Uh
It's the
huh.
only deck I use. It's the deck I've had since I was 14 years old, and I don't know what I'm gonna do when it falls apart.
You're going to go to Spencer's and buy another one just like it?
Yeah.
Okay, like we all did.
Yep.
Believe me. Either that or your closest metaphysical store, and if you're in 45 miles out of Morgantown, you're going to have to run over to Earth Magic and hope Mo's ordered some lately.
In Morgantown, Earth Magic, I love that store.
I love that store. That woman is so sweet.
I go there often. My one daughter, she's a student at WVU,
Ah,
So I
okay.
get down there a lot, and we always make it a point to get to Earth Magic. So
Yeah.
I do love that place, but
Yeah.
I'll get my new deck when I'm ready.
Hmm.
We got a good relationship, me and that deck.
Yep. When you're ready, and then you'll get to where you're like me, and you're like, "Can you just order me a box of them? I'm going to need them this week." Good night, Jessica. Sleep well. Um. So overall, how do you describe your style?
I don't know. Do I really have a style? I
You have a style. You read really well, but you remind me of St. Louis of Marie St. Louis. She's a reader out of Arizona, and it's a very laid back, relaxed style. Where I'm very hyper. Get me in here. Let's get in here, fix this mess, and get the hell out. You're very much like, well, let's kind of take a detour and see what they've got hidden over here in the living room.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do that. Because like I said, my readings are blended. You might not even know you're going to get mediumship. You're here to know about, your relationship, and I'll be throwing down some cards, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, we got, this woman here, tall, thin, dark complected, long hair. Oh my God, that's my sister. And oh, well,
Mhm.
she's here. So let's talk to her for a little bit, see what's going on there. And then we'll go back into the reading. So
Right,
it just kind of jumps around, but it all makes sense and falls into place. But,
right, and it's
if it takes me, I don't, yeah, I am laid back where it's just like,
mm-hmm.
you
If
come
you do
in,
those
you want a water,
connection
you want
games,
tea, you want a beer, you
yeah.
know.
Do you do those connection games?
What do you mean?
Like, like I prefer to read off of questions. I don't, I want the question. If you want to give me background, that's cute. Well, at least I'll understand what the hell I'm looking at. But other readers, like, they just want the question and like, give me his birth date and say his name 3 times.
No,
No,
no, I don't
those
give a
games
shit
always
what his
aggravate me.
birthday is.
Yeah, you do because you read in Pennsylvania, honey.
I do. I never ask for birthdays.
Always ask for a birthday because you got to make sure they're over the age of 18.
Well, I mean that, but I mean like
Yeah,
I thought you meant if they want to know about their boyfriend or whatever,
right.
and they say his date of birth, and
Yeah,
I
but
don't care
that's
about any
because
of
they
that.
think that, well, and it does matter because there's some states, and it depends on the state you're in. Like if you go to Texas, you can't read for anybody under the age of 18 there. So if they ask a question, they have to be like if they are 18 and their boyfriend's 17, you can't read on the boyfriend.
Hmm.
I mean, that's how picky some of these laws get. It's ridiculous. But Pennsylvania is pretty cool. Pretty cool to read in. I used to go up to DO Pennsylvania all the time and read up there. Um, haven't been up to Pennsylvania for a while though. So how do people get a reading from you?
You can go to my Facebook page. It's T and Tarot. And if you just do at Tracy, Traci, Tarot, Trot, you can message me on there.
Hmm.
And we'll set up an appointment time, and we can either chat on the phone or Zoom or
Hmm. Facebook
yep,
Facebook Messenger chat.
yep,
Yeah,
Facebook Messenger.
yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
just shoot me a message and make an appointment.
cool. Very cool. You got any events you're going to be doing? Because people
Uh,
are starting to go out and do those.
I actually have an event Sunday. It is the Mystic Psychic Fair. It's in uh, E- West Elizabeth. That's near Pittsburgh,
Hmm.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's a long-standing one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be a busy one. Take your water because
Yes.
you're going to need it.
Drink
If you're
water
going
all
there
day.
all day, line them
Never
up,
eat
knock
till
them
I'm
down.
done. Are you
Huh?
able to eat are you able to eat? I can never eat till I'm like completely finished doing
Nope,
readings.
nope. After my show, after my music goes on in the car, I'm done eating. I just want coffee. I want a triple shot mocha. delivered to my table about every 2 hours. I'll sit there and read as long as I got cigarettes and mocha.
That's me. My water, and I don't smoke anymore. Used to, gave it up.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can't breathe without them. Every time it's like I quit, and the doctor looks at me and goes, "Okay, so we're going to give you a Butyrosol, Mucinex. Here's a few other breathing." I'm like, "I'll just go back to smoking cigarettes. It's cheaper and easier."
Probably better for you than all that shit he wants to give you.
Right, because and I've talked with this before, but I'm part of the generation that actually got prescribed cigarettes.
Yeah, cigarettes weren't. Well, I'm probably in that same generation. I remember when
Yeah,
cigarettes were under $1, you could dig change out of your couch cushion, go down the store, get a pack of cigarettes. They didn't care how old you were.
no, no, they didn't care how old you were. I can remember. Well, my I started smoking at 3, so my parents kept cigarettes for me. But I can remember paying 89 cents a pack
Hmm.
for cigarettes. What's your thoughts on inflation right now? Do you think we're going to ever see gas at 2.69 a gallon?
No,
No.
no. I think it'll go down from the
Mm,
4 something that it's at, but, I don't know if we're gonna see it under $3
yeah.
anymore. Psychically, I'm getting no.
Yeah. I
What
don't
about
think we
you?
will either. Of course, I also feel like we start going more electric power on them anyhow.
Again, technology, things changing, right?
Yeah. And we're right in that era. We're in those early 20s. Now, think about if we go back to 1920, that's when the refrigerator started being a thing. The microwaves came along in the 70s, but like electric cook stoves. So we're just progressing on. They can call it inflation. I call it just the dollars is not the same as it used to be.
Right. I mean,
You know.
that's it's just like you said, over the years, there's
Hmm.
always been inflation. There's always been, I mean, look at what something costs. Look at what a loaf of bread cost in the 50s. Okay. Look what that loaf of bread cost in the 70s.
Hmm.
I mean, it's always been everybody wants to point fingers, blame this person, blame that person, blame. That's how can that be when it's always been, you know?
Right. And I think that it's always going to be that way, that things are going to cost more because, hello, we went for 3 years. Think about it, 3 years of low production, 3 years of people not working, 3 years of how dare you raise your price in a pandemic. Our oil and gas was way down because guess what? We weren't using them.
Mhm.
So they got to make up profit somewhere. Now, what's your thoughts on this Will Smith thing?
Ah, my gut really tells me this is staged.
Well, I find it interesting. Okay. This is the skeptic hat that I like to wear. Chris Rock's tickets for his comedy shows were being sold for $38 a seat. We're talking down close to the stage seats before this incident.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's say you've got a tour planned out and every reading you're supposed to have is $5. How happy are you going to be going on that tour? And then suddenly his tickets for the mezzanine is $1,000 a ticket. You tell me something.
Damn it, I knew it. I knew it. I didn't even know all that, but as soon as that was all over the news,
Yeah.
I just tuned in, and I'm like, I'm hearing all this, you know how it is. But
Mm-hmm.
this is like, something's off.
Well, something's weird.
So yeah, it's
You know. Furthermore, everyone wants to, Will Smith. They want to talk down about him. Let's look at what he actually did. He open hand slapped a man that had insulted his wife 3 times. Not once and got told shut up. not twice, and got told that joke's not funny, don't make it anymore, 3 times. And each time on a different, bigger stage. You got a man there. Woman start running her mouth about your man. Not once, not twice, but 3 times you're going to open hand slap?
No.
Especially on the side of the face that has the microphone toward it.
And did you notice, this is what I caught. The
Mm-hmm.
way he did it,
Uh-huh.
it was very
Uh-huh.
Hollywood
Uh-huh.
man looking. You
Uh-huh.
know what I mean? That's what I caught right away. The whole, like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't swing on anybody like that. Like,
Oh.
I
Well,
don't
first
swing
off,
on
you don't know
people
what
like
camera doing yourself, honey. Let me shift off the skeptic hat and put on the PR management hat. Don't do that on camera. But furthermore, I'm looking at Will Smith, and and now they're going to work together, bringing back French, working on a project together. Huh?
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's rumored they're trying to work together on a project.
I knew that too. Before
Uh-huh.
I knew that, I had made a comment to a friend of mine because she asked me, just like, what do you think the very next day? She said, what do you think on that? Picked a psychic's brain. I said, I
Mm-hmm.
think it was staged. She was
Uh-huh.
like, oh, I don't know. He's sticking up for his woman, blah, blah, blah. I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they get a movie coming out pretty soon. I said that sarcastically,
Mm-hmm.
but now you said that, that's like, okay, like, I
Okay.
know shit when I don't know shit, okay.
Welcome to the Psychic Land, honey. Yes, you can put the title back on your head and start owning it.
But yeah, I just was kind of being a smart ass, but
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I'm questioning if it's not for PR for both of them. Because
I
this was a
believe it.
very boring Oscar season. Did you notice?
Well, not only that, the Oscars, their ratings have been in the tank for some time.
Yeah, very.
So believe me, they want this too.
Oh, yeah. They can
They're
sit
the
there
ones
and
that have
go,
thought the shit up.
yeah. Well, no, I think Will Smith did because he's a genius when it comes to PR.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Let's see what he's done with, I don't know, Vivian Fox's career. Like, he gave birth back to that
Mm-hmm.
just by his, creation and working with her and stuff. Because otherwise she'd done been retired
Right.
or running a talk show. What's your thoughts on this Wendy Williams situation? Do we get our Wendy Williams back or not?
I'm not fine. You got to ask me what's going on with Wendy Williams.
Okay.
She was
Wendy
on, she
Williams
had a talk show. I know that.
talk show, yes. And then she had some health complications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she trying to make a comeback?
I think she's going to come back with another show. Like, I think she wanted out from Denmark Mercury.
I think she'll do well. I think if she came back onto the talk show circuit, she'll do well.
Right. I think she will. I think she needs to go into Sirius XM though. Like, I think she's a better DJ than a talk show host. Because that's where she can be her real self and get down with it.
Mm-hmm.
But can't really do that through a camera.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
think she's going to come back. Did you hear that Wells Fargo is holding her money hostage?
No.
Yeah, they're wanting a conservatorship. That is scary to me, though. That a bank can question your spending and try to get conservator over you.
It is scary. I mean, I don't know. Banks are scary
Mm-hmm.
in general.
Mm-hmm. So, what's been making your hot topics?
What's been making my hot topics? Well, Will Smith was the latest one.
Uh-huh.
That, like I said, I do feel that was staged. I feel that was all PR.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that's.
Did you hear about the Kim Kardashian statement about women in business?
No, the last thing I heard about her was uh, the guy she's seeing. You see how much I care about like celebrities and stuff. But the
This
guy
big
she was
business.
dating branded himself or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last nonsense I heard.
All
What she think
right.
about businesswomen?
I'm going to bring up the statement for you.
Okay.
Um, um, anyway, she got slammed for supposedly being tone deaf in her quote of women in business have to get up and work. Um, I'm getting all the repeat back to it. The best advice for women in business, Kim Kardashian says, get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like anybody these days wants to work. She went on to say, because it's a longer quote. Um, to only work in an environment, focus on the positive work your assets off. Um, if that's what you think, then we don't need that energy. Meaning, don't be in a negative environment. Don't work in a negative environment.
Well, no shit.
Yeah.
I think it's hard. I don't know. As regular people, I think it's hard to hear it from Kim about get off your ass and work.
Yeah, but if we look at what she does, a lot of people don't see what she does as work. Social media posts, all this other stuff. But as content creators, we know how much work it is.
It is. It is. I mean, now I'm getting there, but it
Yeah.
is a lot. It is a lot. Like even just managing the my Facebook page, going into, getting your daily card pull up,
Hmm.
getting some kind of interaction going in the evening so you keep that
Hmm.
algorithm, whatever. It is. And she's
Yeah.
probably a whole lot more going on than
Right. Because,
what I
she's got
do.
brand deals and 14 other companies. And it is hard to find people that want to get out there and go, yeah, it's 70 hours a week, but yeah, I'm bringing in $350 an hour, you know, because of this brand deal or that or this other. I don't take it as negative. I think it's talking to somebody that, like, yeah, you can have a business. Yeah, it takes a lot of work when you own your own business. No one's going to push out your social media post but you. No one can do your single card pull for the day but you.
Right.
And if you miss a day, they'll notice it. It'll hurt you
Hmm.
business wise.
No, I don't think it's anything offense. I don't take any offense in like what she
Hmm.
said or anything. Like I said, I could kind of see just because it's coming from her and people kind of doing the eye roll or whatever. I
Right.
get that, but I mean,
Yeah,
I
but we get
understand
the
what
eye
she's
roll
saying.
too.
What's up?
We get the eye roll too when we
Oh
say,
yeah.
like, people want to start paying real close attention to Twitter and what's going on over there. People need to be paying attention to what's going on in the market in general. Even though we as psychics can't talk about the stock market. Thank you, FCC. What do you think of the regulations we're under?
Eh, I think it's better than it has been. I think we're getting there slowly but surely.
Hmm. I mean,
It's
at least
just
now we can put a sign out in the front yard.
right.
I
It's
mean,
it's
from up
it's
till
more
what?
accepted.
Yeah, but up till about 2005, psychics couldn't even put a sign in their front yard that they had a business. You know, thank you, Virginia.
I mean, it had that it's like I said, though, like, I came from when you, like, you did it in your kitchen, And
Uh-huh.
I do like that, like how your grandmother did, how my grandmother did that mysterious,
Mm-hmm.
secretive about,
Right.
taboo about it. I mean, it did give it that,
Right.
that coolness where I guess, it's more mainstream now, but
Sorry about that. Apparently
it's
someone wants an appointment. You can book it on my website, honey.
but in this day and age, as you were saying, it's you gotta grow if you wanna,
Yeah. If you
and
want to
I'm
make
in
money.
that now where it's like, "Oh, technology. Oh, I have to figure this out."
Well, you got to remember everything that is a and that has a circuit in it is quartz. So if you talk real sweet to your phone and you're all positive with your phone will do what it's supposed to. If you're an asshole towards your phone, it'll be what you're supposed to too.
Hmm, never thought of that.
Yeah, make it work with your energy, just like the salt lamp back there, honey. It ain't nothing but a stone. It creates a vibration. If you have a good vibration, it'll work just fine.
I'm not an asshole with my phone, I'm an asshole with the computer.
Oh, so you're telling the bigger piece of quartz that it's an asshole? That's cute.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Well, honey, again, tell people where to reach you at.
You can reach me at, Facebook, at Tracy Tarot.
Hmm.
That'll bring you to my page. Go on Messenger and
How do they get their pet up on your page?
what's that?
How do your cat pull every day, or your snake pull, or
Oh, the featured reader. It's,
yeah?
again, just message me. What featured reader is, let's back up a minute. I do a daily card pull every morning. If
Mm-hmm.
you send me a picture of your pet, it can be a cat, dog, bird, snake, chicken, cow. I've seen them all. Send me a picture of your pet, their name, and then I kind of keep like a schedule, kind of
Mm-hmm.
a file with the pictures. And when your pet gets pulled, when I come to that picture, that daily card pull, that morning card pull's like customized to you. So
Oh,
I'll tag you in it so your pet's been featured and you get to see everybody gets to see your cute pet and you get your daily card pull
awesome. Okay,
just
honey,
for coming on the page and checking it out and looking at everybody's cute pets.
that's a cute idea. That is a very cute idea.
Uh,
Well, honey, thank you for joining us tonight, and we're going to take a sip and bring in Techy Joe.
All right.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
How are
Sorry.
you?
Doing well, doing well. I just realized at the last second, I was like, wait, where's my camera pointing? Like
Yeah,
I
someone
wasn't
has
paying
been doing.
attention.
Yeah, you've been doing some desk remodeling, I see. We got a
I
better view of the ceiling tonight.
we have a better view of the ceiling tonight. Let me see if I can adjust that down just a hair. That way we're not staring entirely at the ceiling.
Yes,
There we go.
preferably a little bit at you. So how
Yeah.
you doing, darling?
Oh, doing pretty good. Finally getting some progress on the desk and getting stuff filed and not feeling so stressed because it looked like my desk was going to avalanche upon me.
Well, I'm
So,
glad to see that the Aries new moon energy is working good for you.
hey, it's what I try for. It's what I try for.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
fun.
So what's been hitting your news feed this week?
Oh my goodness. So I actually have stuff up over here. I didn't even get a chance to send them in our group messenger.
That's okay. I can hot take.
Oh yeah. So yeah, this one I think you'll enjoy. Let me send it over to you real quick. I think you'll enjoy this one. It's a fun one. It's as we're talking a lot more about Medicare for all in the US, there's
Uh-huh.
been actually a little bit of, you know, a blow up
Mm-hmm.
for the NHS. Yeah.
Right.
So if, for those not familiar or not sure what the NHS is, that's the British state-run health program.
Right.
That is, it's kind of the love it, hate it model for a fair number of people.
Right.
It's basically the idea of what Medicare for All would be.
Right.
At the same time, it's also gotten this bad rap for what's quote unquote socialized medicine would become. And that has more to do with how different political parties within British government have worked to underfund it.
Right.
So now the NHS is yet again in another crisis.
Right.
In which it's being underfunded. They're not making allowances for doctors who are or will be retiring in the near future. For any way to replace not only doctors but any other medical professional that's getting on that retirement track.
Right.
You're not really making allowances for the fill that gap by continually training new.
Right.
So yeah, there's some issues brewing there.
Right.
So yeah. So that's just kind of the background real quick so that we can kind of jump into this. So the Tories have created the NHS crisis and they should own it. So this comes to us from The Guardian, and so, yeah, let's start at the beginning. Who is to blame? The hailstorm of bad NHS news, the government and its pressed outsiders are trying, with some success, to shift guilt on the NHS itself. The public is no longer clapping, they say, with only 36% of voters telling the British Social Attitude Survey that they are satisfied with the NHS. That figure should frighten any government, unless people are persuaded to blame the NHS instead of its political masters. Look at the groundswell of right-wing commentary blaming lazy GPs and overpaid bureaucrats, with articles headlined "The Public Have Lost Faith in Our NHS Religion," Daily Telegraph, and "Are We Falling Out of Love with the NHS?" from The Spectre. Will the strategy of shifting the blame work? Probably not. Probably not.
And here's the thing. The NHS is probably one of the best medical systems around in the world. Like, they're on top of crap before they're on top of crap. They have good cycling for doctors, good cycling for medicine. Problem is their doctors are getting old. Guess what?
Basically.
We're seeing this around the world. We have a aging baby boomer population, which is also retirement.
We do have that. But now this article points out the last time public approval fell so low was in 1997. When Tony Blair's 24 Hours to Save the NHS helped turf out a Tory government after years of underfunding. In the BSA survey, the top 3 reasons for dissatisfaction given were long waits, NHS staff shortages, and inadequate government funding. So basically, British voters already know what the problem is.
Right. And it's the same problem you hear from them often.
Yeah, it's not the quality of care. It's not that they want to go have private insurance and deal with this crap.
Because they have the option.
Yeah. Like, that's not it. It is literally like, we like our healthcare. We want our healthcare. We appreciate our healthcare.
Right.
Could you quit trying to kill our healthcare? So, it's one of those moments. It's like when we keep having this conversation about Medicare for all or socialized medicine or government sponsored healthcare, like however many different ways you want to phrase it. A lot of what we end up talking about in terms of socialized medicine and like how horrible it is and the long wait times and the understaffing and blah, 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 all really kind of has a genesis in this 1990s problem that was a government created malfunction of public health care.
Right.
That, it comes back to anything that if you don't fund it, guess what happens?
Right. I mean, if you're not paying for the next to hire the next person or to build into the next thing, it's going to happen that way. But
Yeah.
here's the thing, NHS also, you have the ability to buy your own additional health care. For example, you want plastic surgery, NHS isn't going to pay for that. Your medical Part B needs to pay for that. So I don't know. I think the Tories are kind of like our cheap Republicans in this country.
In many ways, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same concept
Hmm.
of, let's and it's sort of like when you look at US public services that are quote unquote endangered.
Right.
How many times have we heard about our
Right.
poor endangered Medicare system?
Right.
How many times have we heard about our poor unfortunate USPS that
Hmm.
is just going to go insolvent? And it's like,
Right.
no, see, that's not exactly
Right.
what happened. Like what happened is you set requirements on them that made them insolvent.
Right.
It's sort of like if I show up to your house tomorrow, you're 30 years old, and I say, "Hi, do you have the money to pay for you to live to 120 years
Right.
old right this second?"
Right.
If you judge people by that,
Right.
we're all broke.
Right.
We're all broke.
Right.
Ain't no one getting out of that alive except for like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and like
Hmm.
3 other people.
Right.
Guarantee you they're all men, they're all white, and they're all old. Like that's it.
Right.
That's an impossible situation to put people in. And
Right.
that's the same thing that a lot of governments or well, especially the British government, is doing with national health care.
Right.
So yeah, I thought it was an interesting article getting into a lot of the different, or well, not a lot of the different, but a lot of the problems
Hmm.
that this is generating. Like because it's not just, well, go throw money at it. It's not like you can, just, okay, we're going to go vote and throw money at it.
Hmm.
It's no. See, what you did was
Right.
you kept chipping away at that budget
Hmm.
for years.
Yeah.
And now we have this growing, snowballing problem, and you can throw all the money you want to at it.
Hmm.
The problem now is we don't have it.
Uh-huh.
We're going to need time
Hmm.
to get the bodies back into the the National Health Service that we need.
Right.
So yeah, it's a good reminder of what happens when we're talking about funding different government programs, different government services, and that, yeah, you can save money, but here's the problems down the road: is this isn't going to get better.
Right.
Like you saved a fraction of, a few dollars. It was a win. It was a political win. It looked like you were good, fiscally responsible people.
Right.
But now it's going to cost you so much more.
Right.
Penny wise, pound foolish.
Right.
But, yeah.
But we see that with our, like, this is like just across the pond. Elizabeth, your Highness, please come repossess your property. I'm sure you can find some documents in the castle there that, like, if this doesn't work out, you take us back as colonists.
Yeah, sure.
Because we see this with the Social Security system, we see this with the Medicare system here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the U.S. wrote the book on this. The Tollys are just picking up the last couple chapters.
Basically.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also interesting because we are currently debating Medicare for all. And one of our favorite little people in Congress.
Which one?
Katie Porter.
Oh.
And I do mean favorite. Like, we really love her. She's awesome. Like, she's there with it. Like, her brain is there.
Right.
Like, thank you for getting it.
Right.
But she had some interesting words regarding Medicare for all. And she was focused on administrative costing.
Right.
I'm trying to find a non-video version of that real quick. Yeah, she calls it's death by 200 billion paper cuts.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm looking, oh, that's still not it. Oh, yeah. So I'm just finding that in video. Come on.
Well, and that's a lot of news quotes.
Oh, there we go. There we go. So yeah. Oh, come on. Where is it? No, continue without supporting. I'm sorry. Crooks and liars. I can't support you right now. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to find this real quick. Oh, well. So yeah, but anyway, if you go find that video, that's so worth watching right now. Because she really breaks it down into how much waste we have in our current privatized healthcare system and what that's doing to us. Like, we're spending more than any other country per person on healthcare just to get told no.
Right.
No, we're not going to pay for your surgery. No, we're not going to get you that testing. No, we're not going to cover that prescription. No, we don't care about this, that, and 5 other things. No.
Right.
That's what we're doing, and we're spending so much money to do it when we could have a system that works, provides health care, and doesn't just sit there and keep telling you no while charging you money to tell you that.
Right.
Not to mention the amount of provider time wasted playing Mother May I games with insurance companies.
Right.
All because of this giant system of no.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
It's insanity. It's insanity the amount of money we spend. It's like they, again, Republicans blocked the bill to reduce the cost of insulin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, and we've been through this. And I don't know anyone that hasn't. My flipping neck surgery. The second one. The first one was actually, the first one I had no insurance at all. I had an easier time and it cost less. And I mean that sincerely. Yeah. I had an easier time and it ended up costing less.
Right.
To not have insurance and go through charity care of the hospital that I went to. By the time I got done with my surgery, I don't know if I broke it. Because their charity care system had totally changed by the time I got done with my surgery. It was a whole new ball game and nightmare.
Right.
But it was literally easier to go through that way than what we went through with me having insurance.
Right. But here's the thing
with
having insurance is some of the bullshit we had to go through, like you having to do physical therapy before you can get an MRI.
Well, yeah. Oh, no. See, that's not the only part then. So, getting misdiagnosed, being sent to physical therapy that takes one look at me and says, "Oh, honey, that ain't even your problem." See, we can do physical therapy, but it's not going to help you. I can tell you what your problem is.
Right.
Which turned out to be right, but of course they can't do anything or refer me anywhere until I've had the physical therapy that qualifies me for the MRI.
Right.
Well, then we have to turn around and fight the insurance company because I got denied for my MRI. I finally get the MRI approved, and thankfully it was comprehensive. Like, we went from the top of my head to the base of my butt. Full MRI. Like, I spent a long time in that machine being dissected, and I mean that sincerely. It just sits there and goes all the way through your body.
Yep.
It took a while. So go through all that, finally get into, get the referral and into because of course it comes back and it's like, yeah, your back's fucked. Please proceed directly to spine care.
Right.
And so we get over there, and then it was just this long, convoluted process of just trying to get through their hoops and what the hospital needed and trying to schedule surgery and then get the surgery. And then all the repeat visits and all the x-rays just for me to be in that office for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I'm driving 3.5 hours one direction
Right.
to see a doctor and come back. I'm there for 20 minutes.
Right. Well, but the other thing with this, and the thing that got me the most and aggravated me the worst, is the doctor that done your surgery then goes and put in charge and has the insurance buy an expensive piece of equipment for you to wear 2 days.
Well, yeah, I was supposed to be wearing it much longer, but unfortunately that didn't work.
Well, not only that, but someone told you, no, that's not what you do. We don't want to stimulate tissue healing.
Yeah, basically it all went sideways. I had a lovely emergency trip. That was fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I use it for 2 days.
Because and I'll be on the other side of this. Because you did have insurance. The doctor used every penny of your insurance that he could.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like
to run his little studies.
I would say that I got Cadillac Care if it had worked out properly, but yeah, like I'm sure he lost a few screws in here just to charge extra.
Well, we know he broke one because he over-torqued the fucker.
Yeah, I already have a broken screw in my neck. So when people ask me if I have a screw loose, I really do. That
explains our relationship, but anyhow.
So someone's asking, how are you walking? I can answer that one of two ways, is poorly. And have you ever heard the phrase baby elephant march? That's basically it.
No, it isn't. I'll tell you how you're walking. You're walking just fine, but that's because of our great massage therapist. Eric Williams' massage therapy practice in Beckley, West Virginia. I'll give him another shout out. He's got me off my cane. Aeson is walking around without a cane, even in the winter. Going to the gym again.
But I will say, by like Monday morning, because I see him on Monday nights, by Monday morning, it is definitely let's not send Joe out on ice, okay?
Yeah.
Because usually by Monday morning, I'm just like, no. Like, I've done screwed up something. Like, I just can't. Oh, it's Shannon. Okay.
Hi, Shannon.
Oh, yeah. And the physical therapy guy was like, how are you walking? Yeah. No, actually, I had a few different issues going on there.
Well, PT, I only had one issue with them. And that was one of our knockdown dragouts when I was like, this is not your damn problem.
Oh, no, which one? Well, because remember, I had to have physical therapy twice. I should have also pointed that out. There was pre-surgical physical therapy for a problem I didn't have. And then there's post-surgical physical therapy to help me recover functioning, because let me tell you, I know they were just like literally, y'all can see it. Y'all see it all the time. The little scar line here. That's where they went in. That's the level they were messing with. But let me tell you, that screws with a lot.
Right.
Like everything passes just about through there.
Right.
Like, yeah, the two levels is C5, 6, and 6, 7 that I've had surgery on. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got gateways to go in, put a tracheotomy in there if I need to.
No.
I've got targeting for a tracheotomy now. I mean, guys, it's easy for me. I can just lay him out on the kitchen table, take the butter knife, take it right on through, put the cylinder in there, and start pumping OC into him in like 3 to 5 minutes.
Oh no, I have viral laryngitis and sound like a combination of Minnie Mouse and Mr. Meeseeks.
Oh, Shannon, sorry you have laryngitis. You can come talk to us, though.
Oh no. No, that's horrible. But yeah, no. I've only had laryngitis once, and it was the worst.
The only time I've had laryngitis is when I worked myself into a damn tizzy. And I couldn't talk. And that was the most annoying time.
I never could figure out what caused mine. I mean, it had to be viral, but I'm just sitting there like, I had no clue. It came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just woke up one morning and I'm like, like
Mm-hmm.
nothing. But speaking of like voice problems, that was one thing. And I don't think, did we ever go back and see if from the Blog Talk episodes we could catch that difference?
Mm-mm.
Because like they flat out told me that pretty sure they damaged one of my vocal cords because it's not pretty what they have to do. And any of y'all eating, you may want to take a moment and just put that fork down for a second because you won't enjoy this. It is not pretty what they do when they go in here. Like they make some really beautiful, like graphic,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean that like as in like cartoony versions of what they do when they open your neck up for an cervical discectomy infusion. So basically, they cut this little tiny incision,
Mm-hmm.
and ladies, you're more familiar, but they shove a speculum in there and rip you open, shove everything out of the way,
Uh-huh.
and not gently. There's no gentle in this. It's just like, because this is where your trach, your vocal cords, your voice box, all of it is, and they just cram that over to one side.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's violent.
Right.
Like the pain from that is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I don't know how he knew or if it was just because when I woke up, like, but I've noticed it myself. Like there's some issues with my voice. I would be mad, but it kind of knocked me down, like, a couple of notes.
You started getting a little bit more baritone. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, well, I've got a little gravel and a little more baritone in there. So I'm
Right.
like, okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be mad.
Oh, I'm mad. I'm mad because he's Dr. English does not get a 1-star review from me. He gets a no-star review. He puts you on some vibrator to stimulate your spinal fusion. I'm like, he doesn't need that. He didn't need it last time.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of disappointed. Like, my first surgery was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if that doctor was easier, gentler, nicer, had a better, different technique that worked well for me. Like, I don't want to necessarily, like, totally throw off on this physician. I really don't. I
I
don't.
will.
Well, but
He's an
here's the thing.
asshole.
Well, okay, yeah, he has no bedside manner. That's why we call him Dr. Anal Leakage. He sounds like the end of every flipping like prescription commercial where it's like, by the way, we're legally obligated to tell you that this medication may cause the following.
Mm-hmm.
That's his personality in its entirety. Like there's like
Right.
he had one nice day. But
That's after he wasn't able to perform surgery for a few weeks and got told, no, you're unimportant.
yeah, the panini helped. Basically, he got told you're not God's gift to medicine.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually useless in this situation, so you just get a snow day.
No, it's more like you can go change bedpans.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I didn't like him. I would not have. I did not like him. Literally, there are very few doctors I won't go to you for. That one, I'm like, can I stay home? This is going to be an argument.
Yeah. But no, like I will say that like my first surgery was way easier. I was recovered way faster.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looked nasty, but that one healed better.
Yes.
But no, in general, like the whole thing was a lot easier. That second surgery just knocked me down.
Mm-hmm. That's
Like,
because you got a practice from like 1932. But so what else is on our news feed?
Oh, well, I think that was the biggest one I had. I thought I had another one open, but I can't find it.
Did you have an eye? You're an asshole?
I don't.
Oh, goodness.
Do you have one?
Let me go and review the ones I've commented on.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh,
Oh goodness. Well, let me see. Let's race. Who can find one the fastest?
I already have one here.
Okay, well there you go. You win. You're a winner.
Incoming.
Alrighty. I'm doing the back and forth. There we go. Because I never know where it's coming to. It's always a guess. Am I the asshole for keeping all the money from mine and my wife's baby shower? My wife, 24 female, and I, 29 male, are having our first baby boy. We are due in May, so we had our shower last weekend. Her family didn't really plan the whole thing other than decorating, so I ended up purchasing a venue as I wanted to make a big deal of this to make my wife feel special. I spent $2,500 on this venue, which I was prepared to do and okay with. My wife wanted something smaller initially, but I wanted to do the co-ed thing and invite my friends and family too. After paying for the place, my account was depleted and I won't be paid again for 2 weeks. So I took all the cash we were given in cards and deposited it into my account. We ended up getting about $1,600, so I only ended up paying less than $1,000 for the shower. My wife is upset about this because she feels as if the money should have been used for more baby things and not to pay myself back, as she put it. I told her I can't just have $0 in my account for 2 weeks, and she said I should have thought of that before booking such a big space for the shower instead of doing something smaller like she originally wanted. She's also upset because a majority of the money came from her family. I honestly just assumed any money we got was going into paying for the shower, and she assumed it would be for whatever else we didn't get on our registry. I can't help but feel like she is being ungrateful about the situation, but I also possibly should have planned ahead so I wouldn't be left with no money. I will probably use the money on baby stuff anyway. However, I need gas and food money as well. Am I the asshole here? So, wow, the edits on this one. I take it generated many comments and many questions.
3.7K comments and counting.
Oh, dude, where do I want to start? So, yeah, the baby, like, it's in the name, okay? Baby shower. Baby shower. Baby is the emphasis. Not you. Not you. Um, I know a lot of people like really want to go big or just go big when it comes to like weddings and birthdays and baby showers and all these things. Remember the spirit of this is, helping your family with the arrival of a new edition, and it's a community thing. Like, that's the spirit this is in. Yeah, it's supposed to be fun, everyone's supposed to have a good time, but at the same time, this is about bringing together people that care about you and want, to try to help you with the arrival of a new child. This is not a Super Bowl party where you go rent out the biggest room you can, spend every last dime you've got, buy a TV at Walmart that you're going to return the day after the Super Bowl. Like, no, don't play those games. That's not the deal. And that's basically what you tried to pull here is you spent every last dime you had to get this venue, basically the big screen TV in my analogy, and then you want to return it the day after the Super Bowl. Yeah, dude, you shouldn't have bought the big screen.
Right.
Leave the big screen alone. Like, that's not how this works.
Right.
So yeah, I'm sure the edits have a lot to do with that and being told that you're a dumbass.
Well, I will pick out my favorite comment to read on this because I forget being the asshole.
Oh yeah, definitely the asshole.
OP, you were not prepared for this. You have a baby on the way, and you depleted your account for a party your wife didn't want. You're the asshole. Gifts from the baby shower are to help with the expenses of having a baby, not for you to throw a party for your friends. Grow up. Your wife is about to have a baby. She doesn't need to also be a mother to you.
Definitely. I just wonder if it went through his head at some point, like for the other like $900,
Mm-hmm.
if they should go return some of the gifts. Like I wonder if that like even sparked through his head.
If so, I would beat him with my flip flop.
Oh, I know, but like I just feel like someone with this mentality
Yeah.
would have been like, let's go return some of those gifts. Like, let's go trade in that nice stroller and, like whatever else we got. And we can fill in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, that's the point. I think anyone would have beat him senseless.
Right.
Like, that's not how this works. Like, but yeah, like,
Yeah. Okay. So read the edits because this is quickly becoming the husband argument that I'm used to.
What?
Paul Harvey, what's the rest of the stories?
Oh, since there are too many comments to respond to, let me add some info here. I don't see it as stealing from my baby since I don't by any means plan to spend all of this money on myself. I'm most likely going to be the one paying for everything the baby needs, and also am going to be helping my wife with her medical bills. My wife has money saved since her maternity leave is unpaid, so it's not like I'm just leaving her high and dry. She has money, and I don't expect her to use it on baby things. I thought I would get more money from taxes, so I did think I'd be able to afford it. Baby boy will get what he needs one way or another. But thank you all for your perspectives. It opened my eyes.
My flip flop put it better.
That's edit one. So edit two. We got a lot of stuff for our shower, not just money. We have most of the essentials and all the big expensive things. The fact we had so many people is why we got so much stuff. We had about 110 people and definitely got more than what I spent for the venue. It paid off. A lot of these comments are assuming we only got money, and it's not true at all. Also, the shower was beautiful and my wife had a good time, so it paid off in that way too. She's just mad now that I'm keeping the little money we got, but if we had a smaller shower, we wouldn't have gotten all the items we did.
Still getting a flip flop.
But it's still, like she pointed out already, most of this came from her family.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, follow the bouncy ball, dude.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're saying that most of the money came from her family and they didn't buy any gifts,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure most of her family would probably have still been there, regardless of if you had it, in the coat closet of the Denny's on the interstate, 16 miles back in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Like, follow the bouncy ball. You really didn't get more. Like, you did, but not like that much more.
Right.
But okay, so final edit. These responses gave me a lot to think about. I made a rash and impulsive decision because I wanted everyone to see that I could provide for my family. Dumbass. And all I did was prove to myself and my wife that I have a lot of learning to do. My decision to have a lavish shower was based on insecurity more than anything, and I was wrong for that. My wife did eventually agree to have the bigger shower because she wanted me to have a say, since this is my baby too, but asked if I was sure I could cover the cost multiple times. I said yes. Repeatedly, I reassured her that I could do this. I truly did assume that money given at baby showers was to pay for the shower, like how people pay for the plates at a wedding. or for whatever we as a couple needed. I didn't even think about the fact that the money is for the baby and didn't consider putting it in a savings for him, but I like that idea. I've never been to a baby shower, so I didn't know any better. Those of you who said I should suffer the next couple of weeks are right. I will give the money to my wife and let her decide what should be done with it. Thank you all for your responses.
So he told you he needed a flip flop.
Oh, God. Like, don't you think you would have at least asked some questions if you've never been to a baby shower and like
Hold still, hold still. This is straight men. We have to decode straight men.
Like, I still think he just heard baby shower when it's like Super Bowl party. What's the difference?
Oh my goodness. There is a site called Babyless. It's a plan. It says how to plan a baby shower, your ultimate checklist.
Mm-hmm. Does it say spend all the money, for the venue?
No.
Reimburse your husband for being a dumbass?
No.
Really? Those aren't on the list? I don't think it's a legit site.
Nope,
No.
but he's behind on sending those thank you cards.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure he is. It's because he can't afford stamps.
Setting a budget.
He can't afford stamps.
He should hand deliver them.
Oh, my God.
Anyhow, so my advice to OP is you take that money out of your next check and you dump it over to your Charles Schwab, your Merrill Lynch, your stock portfolio person. Anyhow, because even with moderate investment at a 10% return per year, you might be able to pay for the college if you don't blow it on his Sweet 16 party.
I think this all gets better of just endorse your check over to your wife and walk away. Let her take your allowance and go play. While your wife, who gets it, just handles the money and keeps y'all out of broke.
Yeah.
Because I cannot even imagine, I think I would be too stressed knowing there is a baby on the way. Like, we're at the point we're having a baby shower to even think about going to the bank and being like, yes, I would like to drain every last dime in my account. And then go chunk it on a venue. Like, I'd be like, this is a very bad life choice right there.
But he promised his wife, and if I know any venues, because I don't know, I've dealt with a few, they want half down and half the day of the party.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, venues will kill you. Like, they really will. They're a nightmare.
Well, because half down is $1,000. Oh, that ain't that bad to straight dude. The additional $1,500. Oh my God, that's my whole check to straight dude.
Yeah. Well, but no, we dealt with that a lot with UNCG Pride because we had the most screwed up, convoluted lack of access to our approved student money. Because we had to go through budget allocations, get that, etc. But it would literally get to a point we couldn't get access to that money in enough time to secure a venue.
Right.
So we kept losing venues. And basically the only thing we could ever do is you had to write a personal check and then submit it for reimbursement. And then wait 2 months. We hated the person who we dealt with at that point. Because we're poor broke college students. What the hell are we supposed to do? You want us to cough up $900? I'm sorry. I don't know. Do you have a poll? How am I supposed to come up with $900 as a college student? I'm eating ramen, not by choice. Okay.
Right.
This isn't a financial strategy over here.
Right. Okay, so you need to read the commentary over here. Like there is like three good posts here.
Okay. So where do you want me to start?
They have Google for that shit, stupid.
They have Google. You can look shit up. People pay for plates at weddings. Why did no one tell me this? It's your wife and your kid. You should be paying half those expenses anyway.
Uh-huh.
I started thinking, dude's an asshole as soon as I was hearing we are pregnant and we are expecting. I was there too, but I was like, I'll give him benefit of the doubt. He's just excited.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted half of my friends and family because traditionally speaking, baby showers are usually for females. But you want to do the co-ed thing, that's fine. But keep in mind what your wife wants and what your active bank account can afford while still doing your bills, gas, and food.
Mm-hmm.
Ass hat.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we come down. This dude sounds like an ex-friend of mine who asked me to be her maid of honor, then expected me to foot the bill for the bridal shower, bachelorette party, all the bridesmaids' gifts, her bridal jewelry, and her bridal lingerie. Like, look it up. That's not how that works. No, it is not. Like, no. Like, I think the most, like, maybe on a maid of honor, you might expect, like, the bachelorette party, but that better mean that there's no crazy hair diet, like 12 like dress changes, 14 pairs of shoes, like that kind of crap.
Right.
Like, no, otherwise, no. And
Right.
even that.
Bridal jewelry and bridal lingerie is actually bought by the groom. Let's fix that one. The groom buys the wife's jewelry for the day and her lingerie for the honeymoon.
Yeah. But I could see the bachelorette party. I could see that one maybe.
Yeah, and never the bridesmaid's dress. No, the people throwing the wedding pay for those. God,
Well,
no.
yeah, but that's like the new thing though, is shifting all that shit over to the bridesmaids themselves, of buying, yet another dress that's too hideous to wear anywhere else
Mm-hmm.
ever again.
Well, I think those same things should be rented. I mean, there's only so many colors of mustard yellow out there.
Well, exactly. But yeah, so there's that. And can I just point out, she's carrying the baby. She worked up to some point, if she's got money saved for maternity leave, to pay whatever bill she knew she was helping with. And he couldn't afford a large bash for a baby shower. He assured her he could pay for, along with his bills. I hope she takes over all the household finances, because he's shown he can't be trusted with that shit.
Or party planning.
Well, no, apparently he can host a damn good party. Just don't give him the receipts.
No, he cannot. If he cannot afford to pay for the party planning, he cannot afford the party.
But he can pick a beautiful venue. Everyone can have a lovely time. But yeah, it's like someone better be overseeing his idea of, like, making money. Like, oh my God, that sounds like when we had Margaret Cho at UNCG.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know how high someone was when they calculated what they needed to sell tickets at.
Right.
UNCG had Margaret Cho on campus, and this wasn't like, Margaret Cho now. This was Margaret Cho, like, height of her career.
Right.
Some idiot said that we could cover all the cost of having Margaret Cho there.
Mm-hmm.
All the cost for, the granted on campus, but for the theater that we were in, the auditorium we were in, and pay all the student orgs that volunteered to help, usher the event, a sizable amount to their student org, could do all that and only charge, like, I think it was like $50 a ticket. Yeah. Turned out they were so wrong.
Uh-huh.
The $50 a ticket didn't even pay for Margaret Cho being there.
Right.
Like, we sold out.
Of course,
We
it's Margaret
sold
Cho.
Well, yeah, it was. Yeah, we sold out Acock Auditorium, which is not that big, but still, we sold out Acock Auditorium, and the university lost money.
There's no. That's just poor contracting. Okay, we have to clear up something before it becomes the thing.
Oh yeah.
If you will notice, there are 2 TikToks posted. For our worried fans out there, no, we are not fighting. We are joking with each other.
Oh yeah. We're joking. We're good.
Yeah. As you see, he is not tied up and stuck in the kitchen.
No, I'm not tied up and stuck in the kitchen, and you know. More importantly, I survived after telling him what I did before I left out of the house earlier.
More importantly, you survived coming back in the house.
I know, right? But no. We were having fun. He made a smart aleck comment, and I just replied right on back and walked out the door.
And then he made a TikTok out of it, and I made a smart-ass TikTok back out of it.
Yes. We had fun with that.
We did. This is how we joke, guys. Get over it.
Oh, yeah.
I've already got 3 comments about are we fighting?
Oh, no. Oh, so here's another comment is, no, I didn't have to duck. I finished my statement as I was closing the door. I protect myself. So another comment. Oh, I was fine with the bachelorette party, but all the books I read said mom paid for the bridal party and organized it. Bride's lingerie and jewelry went with the dress costs, not out my limited paycheck. My grandma said she doesn't want a maid of honor. She wants a rich slave. Basically, that's what I read. Like, no, like, I'm sorry, there's maid of honor, and then there's like whatever that was. Like, I'm sorry, I don't even know that rich slave covers it. It's like, well, it's like the gentler side of a shotgun wedding. I don't know. Where it's like, here, take her, please.
Well, no, a shotgun wedding is not that. I actually tracked that down thanks to YouTube. Apparently, that is part of the Somalian culture. It's to fire guns off, as they say, as the giving away of the bride and firing another shotgun off at the signing of the contract.
Oh, see, but then there's the other version of that. The one I think people are more familiar with is basically in which you're forced to get married. Like, you done screwed around with daddy's little girl, and like daddy and her brothers came and tracked your ass down, and you better say yes. Like, your next words better be I do. So yeah, but yeah, no. Oh yeah. So Bridezilla delusional. There you go. That's a great one. So my experience with that had me renting a Little White Chapel, making my own cake, and renting a dress and tuxedo. No maids of honor and none of that. Hey, you know?
Yeah. I love presiding over nice small weddings. When they got 14 groomsmen and 22 bridesmaids, I'm thinking they're going to carry them in on freaking shallots.
Yeah, and then the next words you usually hear after that are like open bar, and it's like, oh hell, this is an episode of Jerry Springer. Like, there's no way this ends that does not end in a call to police. Like,
well, depending on the wedding and where it's held at, honey. You've seen some of the venues I go to.
Well, yeah, and that's like, but smaller weddings always work better. Once you hit double digits on the, like, Yeah, pretty much. Once you hit double digits on the bridal party, not the bride and groom counting, but like the bridal party, once you hit double digits, I will guarantee alcohol is going to be involved, and so will a fight. It never fails.
As long as I get popcorn and get to hold the house budget.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're going to wrap it up. It's been a really great night. We will be back Friday night with Mountain Bears with more hot topics, stories. Thanks, Tracy, for joining me tonight for a cup of coffee and some shop talk. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Be sure to go check out Tracy Terror on Facebook. And we will see you again next week.
Hey,
All
you
right.
got a banner to run.
I know you got a banner to run and you got names to read, Vanna. Then you got to get back to your ropes.
I know. So we want to thank Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda Bryant, Ashley Guest, Shannon C, Shannon D, the ever wonderful Lady Gwendolyn, Charles Shaw, and Dottie the Psychic. If you'd like to learn more about us, the show, or how you too can become one of our wonderful baristas by supporting the show through Patreon, please visit us at PCSPnetwork.com.
Yes. All right, guys. You have a wonderful night.
Bye. Roll that beautiful.
You can't tell me the deck is stacked. You can't whisper behind my back. You can't show me how the odds are up against me all day long. But I've been through the fire and come out alive, and there's no more fear in my eyes. Oh, now I'm rising, and you can't bring me down. You can't stop me now.